All right, we are live. Happy Thursday night. Hello, Janie. Hello, Mike. Good to see everybody. How we doing?
Hello, hello, hello. Good.
Hello.
Thursday night. Can't complain.
No,
It's
nothing wrong
Friday
with a
Eve.
thirsty Thursday. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Friday.
That's a good phrase. I
Friday
like
Eve.
that phrase. Yeah, Friday Eve is always a great phrase. And I mean, I don't know about you guys. We've been having like crazy weather. Mid 80s, high humidity here this past week, and we're supposed to get one of those like seasonal cold fronts that just knocks everything down. Like next week's supposed to be in like the 50s here, so I'm kind of a little bit excited about that. I love a good fall weather. Sit on the deck with a sweatshirt, have a
80
little
here
fire
today,
going.
and 80 here today. Going to be 38 Saturday morning.
Yeah, it's about the
You're
same as what it's going to
kidding.
be. No, that's
Uh,
how it's supposed to be here as well.
Ooh, I haven't heard nighttime temperatures yet, but ooh, man, that's a little brisk. 38. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet.
no, my niece is
Put a little
getting married. My niece getting married Saturday night, and it's an outdoor wedding. I'll just
Wow.
I'll just watch from the car.
I was gonna say, yeah, take the jacket.
Yeah.
Take the jacket. Oh my God. You want to hear a real quick funny story. We grew up. We had a hunting cabin in northern Pennsylvania. We would go up deer hunting and stuff like that. And I had an uncle. Anthony was his name. His nickname was Teeny, and he had one of these one-piece hunting vests that was probably as old as I was, and it was so old the legs were like thread worn, and they were starting to wear through, and the insulation inside the legs was starting to come out the seams. And we would go out, and he would get cold. He hated being cold. He would take those little sternos, you know how they use for like when you're like an outdoor,
Mm-hmm.
like a smorgasbord or something like that, or when you go to like an all-you-can-eat deal. He would take these sternos and he would put it down on the ground in between his legs and warm himself up and all the things you shouldn't do when you're out hunting. And he would smoke cigarettes. I mean, you name it. And so the one day we would hunt, until dark. And at dark, you would come out of your stand and we'd walk back to the cabin. We all had about, I don't know, 25-minute walk to get back to the cabin. And he comes back in the driveway of where our cabin was, and he looked like you hit him with like a bag of coal dust. I mean, he was black. Couldn't figure out what happened. I don't know if he fell in a hole or something like that. So he gets back to the cabin, and here what happened was he fell asleep with the sterno between his legs, and because the one-piece suit was so worn, it caught the suit on fire, and he was burning while he was asleep. And he woke up, and it was like polyester and whatever they would put, insulation-wise. And he's trying to beat the fire out of himself and try not to melt and all this stuff. And he came walking back, and oh my gosh, we rode him every single hunting season about that.
That's
Seeing him
that's
walking
a
down.
cousin Eddie situation right
Yeah.
there.
Oh my gosh, charred
Mhm.
remains. So there you go, Mike. Take a sterno with you. Just don't wear old clothes.
You had
Word
had
for
him an
God.
had him an old-fashioned weenie roast, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, the real one, right? Oh, oh my gosh. Sorry, it's me getting us off topic already.
And
So,
all of a sudden I hear Juanita going, Michael.
She's getting her nails done. Unless she's
Oh, so she's
watching
gonna okay.
to the
All
salon. Hi, honey.
oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
You tell you're in Pennsylvania because you use the word smorgasbord.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that a Pennsylvania thing?
It's more of a Eastern Mid-Atlantic thing because they use that in
Yeah.
Baltimore. They set it a lot, but out here it's a buffet. So,
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
do a little
buffet.
bit of both. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep.
These
Buffet.
cold.
Buffet.
I swear, some of the nights we start the show, it's like cold openings watching The Office. It's completely unrelated. No,
Yes.
pretense of
Yes.
anything. It's just there and
we
you
should do
enjoy
that
it.
and then have like a little theme song and then come into the show like The Office. Yeah, we need
Yeah.
credit.
Yes. Yes.
Credits.
Exactly.
All right, we got a couple people chiming in here. So good evening, Nate, JJ, and Michael.
Yeah, that's old
Nick is
Victor right
here.
there.
Keith's here.
We got someone
The
saying
man of the
hello
hour's here.
Janie's
Keith is here.
hello to Vic. Hey, Robert's on. Robert, good to see you, buddy, on college break. That's cool. Yeah, I understand there's a fall break
I
now in
heard
college.
that. Yeah.
Was not a thing for
Yeah.
me. So that's cool, though. I appreciate that.
Good.
So,
Trying to see
we got a
who's all
few
on
more
it.
people.
Jamie
And
Saunders is here.
Yeah.
Jamie Sanders is on. Yeah, Jamie Sanders and I have been back and forth
Yeah.
the last week or two. And just a fun guy. So
Yeah.
I gotta give a quick shout out to Jamie. So I had someone the other week on either Let's Talk Jaws Live or Jaws 50 said posted that they were going to watch the oh gosh, who did the Jaws Fest shows? It was Lou
Lou.
Lou
Yeah, Lou,
Pisano,
Lou and
the
Yana. Lou
Lou and
Pisano.
Yanni
Lou and
videos.
Yana.
And I was,
Hmm.
yeah, I was scouring YouTube because I was late to the game with that. And I was scouring YouTube, finding little itsy bitsy clips on here. What does Jamie do? He sent me a message. He's like, hey, brother, listen, I'm going to send you a set of those. He's like, I have them. I'm going to send them to you. You help me out. So just shout out to Jamie. Just incredible, nice guy. And just, not that you're just typical or average Jamie, but typical of what I see here with the people that we have. And that's really cool.
Yeah.
We're a
I
family.
think I'm in the
We're a
last.
Jaws
I'm in the
family.
last one that we did. The last one that Lou did at Jaws Fest.
No, really.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you're right, Mike. It's we used to talk about being Jaws Army, and I look at it more as like Jaws family now. So I just
Jaws
want to kind of
family.
put a plug that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you watch it, look who has the and credit. It's me.
Ah, all right.
I told Lou I would be happy to be part of it, but like when you're watching TV or a movie and they go through everybody and then they go and so, it always
Yeah.
makes you think, oh, he's in it. It's got to be great. So I always have the and credit on the Jaws Fest video.
All right. Toronto Connection is here. Love you guys. That's got to be James right there. So yeah, good stuff. Really good stuff. Well, so tonight we're going to get into some outtakes, some bloopers, deleted scenes. But before we do that, I want to get into just some news that we've been seeing, not only here with us, but across some of the sites of some of our good friends. So I'm going to pull that up first. So let me kind of move things around a little bit.
Breaking news.
You should bring up John Williams' NBC News theme that he did. Yeah.
News. Yep.
Or like Gary Gnu's news or so. We're gonna have to do something along those. I'll have to come up with a better plan here, but
News is
gonna
good
keep it.
news.
That's exactly right. So we got a couple of things here. We got first Daily Jaws. At least the big thing, for me was seeing it was Ross Williams' birthday this week, and a lot of people were giving a little birthday and some shout outs to Ross. So happy birthday to him. And the last little snippet that I saw that he put up was a picture of Roy Scheider, and with his what ifs. He always has these what ifs, and what if he was a reoccurring character in 007? It was Felix Leiter or Felix Leiter. I don't know if you guys caught that yet, but it's just I don't really not too familiar with the character, but the picture of him standing there, suit, he's got a small pistol. I'm not sure if it was from Marathon Man or what it was, but you could definitely see, that being a possibility in some of the older 007s. I just want
Might have been from Outside Man. I'll have to look at it.
Yeah.
Ross has me writing so much for the Daily Jaws. I don't have time to read it. Just kidding.
I've been seeing you do quite a bit on there, Mike. That's pretty cool stuff.
Happy to do it.
He can do it. He can do it.
Always good.
He made me cry when he writes.
Aw.
You do. And you know why.
Yeah.
So,
It's good.
You know
It's
why.
good. Happy tears, though.
It was very happy tears, yes.
Got a natural knack for it. Hey, got to play your strengths, man.
That's my first wife. I got a knack for it. Yeah. I know better. I learned.
Dang, man.
Patterns. Just got to tell my kids that. You got to be able to recognize patterns, guys. You get that down, you're good to go. Oh man. So and Amity Jaws group, Martin put out an incredible questionnaire, 10 questionnaire this week that I refuse to get online and try and track down the answers or watch the movie. I have been trying to do what I could, and I've come up with two answers that I think are correct so far. Just a really cool little question. Not your typical questions like what's the catchphrase and whatever. What is Quint's first name and that kind of stuff we see floating around, but pretty in depth questionnaire.
Captain.
So
yeah, exactly, Captain. Yeah,
yeah,
I had three. I had
His,
three.
his first name
I
was
had
Captain.
two, and I had two, and I realized later I had three. It was just
no
like
kidding.
anybody whoever won that. If you didn't have to watch the movie, or if you didn't, I don't want to say cheat. If you didn't look up the answers, and God bless you, you're a Jaws genius, because there was stuff on there. I was like, oh my God, I never even.
You're a true fan.
One of the questions was like, what was the color on the feathers and the arrow and the tiger shark? And I'm like, I didn't even realize it had feathers. I just knew there was an arrow.
Red.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have to go back and look.
Yeah. So I was going to let it run its course, see who wins, and then I'm going to go back and look it up. So what we got? Joe's Army is bigger than Kiss Army. Hey, I'm going with it. I don't know if that's true, but I'm going with that one. Kiss Army's pretty big. So, and this has got to be Jamie. I was just talking on the phone to Greg Dole from Jaws. So he told me, and I didn't know the guy's name, but the guy when they're out doing the little search for the shark with the swimmers, and he says, "Shark, Jesus Christ, 350." Apparently, he's been talking to that guy. So,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
we need to.
I'm
Well, hey there, Greg. How are you doing?
Have him as a guest.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's an idea.
Yeah,
They make
great
him
cast.
Ben Anderson, who's Sparky the diver in Jaws 2.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He always when he signs stuff, people ask him. Now I forget his catchphrase. Like, get us in for Christ's sake. That's what he writes. Yeah, that's right. Get us in.
Is it for Christ's sake? Yeah.
So I wonder if Greg has to write, Jesus Christ, Finn, Shark 350.
350.
Cover up the whole picture with his writing.
You found Bob Deathseed. I did not find Bob Deathseed. Sorry, guys. This is a school teacher who searches YouTube, so I'm not that good. So did not find a Bob Deathseed. Was that ever didn't that get destroyed? Did
it was filmed, but it wasn't saved. Universal trashed a lot of that stuff, but back then, they saved enough for if it aired on TV, we knew we have to cut this out and we got to put in 8 minutes of this, but everything else they just destroyed it because there wasn't home video back then. There wasn't there wasn't deleted scenes that people could look at or outtakes. The stuff that survived is just amazing from Jaws. And there's a few things, I think Daily Jaws had that deleted scene that they found on a Brazilian video on Jaws 2. It's just, that stuff was just, just like I've got a piece coming up on the Daily Jaws about the fate of the orca, what happened to it after the movie. And it's just sad. I mean, somebody bought it and then Universal bought it back and it sat on the lot and it's deteriorated and it was falling apart. Yeah. And in the Jaws 2 book, I've got pictures of Tina's Joy, of Tina and Eddie's boat that's just rotting against a wall on the back lot of Universal. They don't take care of that stuff. I think, I guess they figure if it's not going to go on the tour, just trash it.
Well, too, those things weren't marketable. They weren't. We didn't have that foresight to do documentaries while you were shooting film. I mean, now, it's a film about a film, and everything has value as it's being created. And that just wasn't a thing back then, which makes it even more, I think, a little bit more prominent and a little bit more interesting when you do come across stuff like that. Because it's simply by happenstance. It's not like this was a planned idea, So.
Yeah, the only thing in Universal's vaults when I did the book was a lot of shark test footage, and some of that has made its way to YouTube. But
I've seen a little bit of that, yeah.
Yeah, and Lenora May tells a told me that back when she was Mike Brody's girlfriend early, and it was very more dramatic, and she had this really great dramatic scene. And then after she was fired from the project, she had an audition, and her agent was able to get that footage and show it to whoever she was auditioning for, and she got the job. But even that's gone because it went back to the studio.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, and we got Keith on here. Says one of the questions was from the Amity Jaws Group questionnaire. Which arm of Chrissy was on the beach? Man, who would know this? I was sitting trying to envision the shot of Hooper over and over again, picking the arm
When
up.
he's holding it up.
Yeah, which hand was he holding?
But wait a minute. This says, look at this. This says on the beach, not in the examiner's room.
But it should be the same arm.
Wouldn't it be the same arm?
The left arm on the beach and the right arm in the thing.
I mean, it could be because remember, it was a model or somebody on the beach when they first find her. Mm-hmm. But in the examining room, you can see him pick it up. But so which one is it? Which one are they asking about? The one on the beach or the one in the examiner's office?
Oh, good question.
There's the Jaws Obsession podcast. It's a guy that does the Quint book. You'll have to go and listen to this episode. He does this episode where he thinks he has proof that even in that shot, that when you watch and when you listen very carefully, there were two bins there. Because, he talks about, the part of the torso is there, whatever above the sternum.
Newer thorax. There you go.
Yes. That the body was already there, and the bin that they pulled out was just the bin with the arm. It was a really interesting because I never, like I always pondered that myself. Like, was it sitting in the bin right there? How could it couldn't have been that small? And when you listen to that, you go, okay, maybe it was. And even did the sound sample, you hear like something move or something shift or like another sheet pull back, and you're like, wow, maybe it was there.
And that could be, and it could have been that there would have been two bins with multiple body parts. I don't mean to be graphic or anything, but thanks to Verna Fields and her editing, you never, who knows? But
you are in the medical profession, so
I am in the
you are giving expert advice. So
yeah, I mean when I read the novel, the detail that Peter Benchley described the actual victim, it was very grotesque. Yes. I mean, it was very grotesque when you first read it. And me being the idiot and the sarcastic smartass that I am, I read it out loud to my mom, and she was like, "Stop it, Jane, stop it." That was way before I was ever in the medical field. So, but yeah, who knows? You never know. Things to ponder. Oh my God, I want these t-shirts so bad.
Over to some other news. So, Mike, go ahead, buddy. Why don't you let us know what's going on here?
On the Jaws 50 page, we have a contest running through October 15th. We are giving away 2 of each of these T-shirts. And all you have to do is post a picture of you in your favorite Jaws shirt. Doesn't have to be a T-shirt. I believe somebody's posted a picture of them in their Christmas sweater. And I believe they're from England because they called it a jumper. Uh-huh. So Monday on the 16th, I am going to put them all in a random order, and then I'm going to draw numbers out of a hat. And if you're like the 9th name I wrote down and I pull out number 9, you get a T-shirt. You get your we give away 2 of each. And I ordered the one on the right. I ordered the Simpsons style one. So, and it's in the mail, so hopefully I'll have it for Scarefest.
Very cool. Very cool. I threw 2 pictures of myself up there, but obviously me being on here, I'm not in the contest. So just make sure of that, Mike. Would you please?
Oh, Nate, you won all 4 shirts. No.
I'll keep one. We'll sell the rest to whoever I pissed off the most, right? $50, you can have this one. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I just threw that up there. Just some of my favorites. Just wanted to be add to the fun. So, at any rate, yeah. And And speaking of Jaws 50, Mike, so the official Jaws 50 site is now up and running.
Live.
Bring that up here. So here we have a current live shot, guys. So Mike, if you want to give us a little bit of background or info on here, go right ahead.
623 days to go. 623 days. We'll just sing it down to zero. This is the jaws-50.com site. Basically, it's a countdown timer to June 20th because there's nothing else to post. But there's no information. Nothing's been set. It'll probably be maybe this year or this time next year when something is done. And I'm going to be good. Some people think that's unacceptable. Nobody in our group, but they don't understand that you can't plan something 2 years out because you don't know anybody's schedule. The people on Martha's Vineyard that have rental properties, they don't book stuff 2 years out. It's usually 6 to 9 months, maybe a year.
Year tops that I know of,
yeah. And
yeah.
You don't want to have a date and have something set, and then oh God, oh sorry, Richard Dreyfuss has got a great job in a movie. He signed a year and a half after we set the date. He can't be there. So
right.
As soon as something is announced, the site will be more informative. But right now, that's how long we got till June 20th. Also, there's a little here up. The guy who designed it calls it a hamburger up here on the top right corner. And also down below under the clock, there's a thing that says partners. And it is a lot of the people that are very, very supportive of the Jaws 50 page and what we call, Vicar calls it the Jaws Army. It's the Jaws family. These are all great people that run these groups. There is no drama involved. There is no name calling. From left to right, Amity Jaws Group, obviously our page, the Daily Jaws, Media Mike's, our entertainment site, Bear Manor Media, that's my publisher. He wanted to be involved. And then Keith's original Facebook group, the original Jaws group. We are 200,000 fans strong. And I just think that we're not promising anything that we can't deliver. We're just spreading the word, and hopefully when the word comes down, we'll be able to share it, and hopefully we'll all be there in a year and a half and have a good time.
Absolutely. I agree.
I am ready for it. And I'm going to let that timer be my motivation between now and then. You get a little
countdown. I'm going to go on a diet. I got 623 days to lose 50 pounds. And you can probably do it in that time. I'm afraid it's going to be, I've got 23 days to lose 50 pounds.
I got 24 hours. They can cut a leg off. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm fasting so I can see pictures tomorrow.
I assume that's not you, Nate. That's a call from Pennsylvania, but you're the only person.
That's not me, but nope. Is it coming up my name?
No, that's why I thought maybe I'm
Rotocaller.
He's calling from inside the house, like, tell Nate to buy me something for Christmas.
But can I say something right here, guys?
Certainly.
Sure.
This is a good motivator because there's a lot of people who have gone to the island, but this is a very, very big celebration, not only for fans, but there's a lot of kids that I know of a younger generation who are going into film, into the film studies. this is a good opportunity. This is a great opportunity for them to see one of, Hollywood's classical movies just really come to life. When you're there, you feel like you're in the movie.
Yeah.
So this is a very, very good opportunity, and I know that we're trying to get more members onto both pages that you guys have, and I've even talked to I have a film student that I see every day, and I've told him go here, go there, and I want him to see this because this is a very good opportunity for families to come and see it, share something, learn about the island, learn about the people, learn about the fans. It is a great, great vacation to go to. When I went to Jaws Fest back in 2012, I never would have thought I'd be here tonight with you guys. I was just some nurse here in Tennessee, and we decided to go and enjoy this time and meet friends. And that's where I first met Mike and Juanita and Donna
Yep.
and everybody. You have 623 days to get your crap together and let's go. Let's have a good time on this.
Save money.
So,
Put
yeah.
$3 away a day. That should
Exactly.
cover
You have
your transportation and your room. Yeah, that should cover everything.
And there's absolutely, and there's people there. We can help you out and say, "Oh, try this place, go this, go there." So, it's such a great opportunity, and for Universal, they really do. I think it would be really bad on their part. Well, not really bad, but I hope they do something because it's just such nostalgia with cinema.
Yeah.
Even still to this day, I still hear I don't go in the water because of that movie. And it's almost 50 years old. So, come on, let's get on it. Let's go.
I would hope Universal would do something, but I'll be honest with you. I don't know how worried I am about if they do or don't, because whether they do or don't, I know for a fact that we're going to make it.
Yeah,
we're going to make it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They would be foolish not to do anything.
I agree. But, I agree on that.
Yeah. I sound like Tom Selleck on insurance commercials, but a cup of coffee a day. It's give up a cup of coffee a day and save that $3, and you can come to Jaws 50.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
And even if they don't, come celebrate it anyway. Make it something special, like I can't get over that because when I told this young man, his name's Tyler, and he works at the Starbucks there at the hospital, and he's like, all these people? I'm like, yeah. So if I can do it, you can too. And he's really interested in being into cinema. This is a great opportunity. Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
right.
I'll get off the mama bear thing.
It will be taped for us. That's right. Got to fight and see who's gonna. Now I know on Amy Jaws group, I know Martin got to be Quint.
Yes.
How's that? Oh, we need somebody that has an English accent. I wonder who that would be. More.
Well, we'll have to arm wrestle for it. He's not allowed to use any jiu-jitsu moves when we do that.
You can't do that thing where you like bend your wrist down. Yeah.
Oh, when we read it, the irony is the person that wrote this is the person we can't get on this show, Mike. Just putting that out there. Just saying that.
Yeah, it's true.
Not pointing any fingers. Victor.
What are you going to do? If we give you a featured part, you're going to stand behind like a curtain. And,
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
That's right. Or we could get ventriloquist dummies. We could all just do the
the movie Chicago.
You wouldn't see the people, you'd see their. That's right, Donna. That's right. Donna will look out for us.
Vic says he's Deputy Meadows. There you go.
See, there you go. Oh, there it is, right there.
That's your part, buddy.
But what if Carl's there? What if Carl says, I want to be Meadows? I played Meadows.
Well, then we're going to have to make...
You're going to tell Carl Gottlieb you're not good enough to play Meadows?
I think we can make Victor one of the guys on the dock.
Oh, you're going to play Hendrix. That's great, because Jeff Kramer lives on the island. I'm pretty sure he's going to be there. But when Jane and I see him in a couple of weeks, first thing we're going to tell him is, hey, Victor up in Canada thinks you sucked as Hendrix.
You're out, dude. We got a replacement. His name's Victor. Sorry. Your audition sucked.
That's right.
Wow.
That is one of my plans. Even if they don't do the entire show, just to have Ian Shaw come out and do the Indianapolis speech. Nate, correct me if I'm wrong, but does he do that during the show, or does he do it after the show?
2 times.
Okay.
And that's all the more I'm going to say about
Wow.
it. Yeah.
And I bet it's just mesmerizing. So yeah,
Wow.
It takes
I'm
your breath
sure.
away the second.
Yeah, I'm sure. Shaw's sister was there in 2012. I'm sure Ian Shaw will be at some kind of event, even if we have to fly him over. And yeah. So
yeah, and that's Paul Christine chiming in about Ian Shaw there, by the way. Heads up. And I saw James, I think James
Hey, Paul.
is on here as well. So hello, guys.
On here, other people
Hi
popping on.
guys.
Yeah, a bunch of people popping.
Welcome.
Good.
Yeah. So probably by the time we hit an hour, we're going to actually start hitting on points of the show that we were talking about. So we're gonna roll out some deleted scenes and some outtakes. I've got a handful from the original. I've got like 2 bloopers. I have a couple from Jaws 2 as well. If we'll see, time wise, I don't know what's gonna. And I just kind of let it roll with the conversation. If we start picking up on something, I'm just gonna roll with that. But then at the end, I have a fun one for you guys. I have a fun one that a guy on YouTube basically goes, and he's called like the Demented something, I don't know, philosopher. He's got an interesting name, and all he does is he goes and he takes movies and clips of movies, and he recreates them to pass them off as other things. And that's all the more I'm going to say about that. So the last 2 minutes of the show, I'm going to roll one out. Mike, do you remember the one that I played the one time where it was the 3 people doing the parody? It was like the constant retakes.
Yes.
I almost brought that one back up because that was so good, but I wanted to find something different. So this will be interesting. We'll talk about it when it's time to pull it up. Hey, Martin Bushnell's on. Hey, Martin, good to see you.
Hey, bud.
We just got done talking about you and Jaws 4 Fest. Martin,
how you rig yourself, Flake Clint. That's what Jane said. I disagreed. I'm reading Keith's comment about being the only black guy in the film.
Oh, that's just wrong.
Oh wait, did I miss that one?
He just blows a whistle. We'll give you some lines.
I'll be the only black guy. Come on, Keith. You can't pigeonhole yourself like that. We got to give you a better role than that.
That's it. That's just rude.
Oh man,
break my heart.
And Paul's saying here he's going to see the show for the 6th time. He's going to give Ian a heads up about the 6th time. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, that's diehard fan right there. So.
Oh wow.
Paul, did you comment something on the post I put? Because I'm doing a piece for Daily Jaws on the fans to go back and see it over and over again. If not, just message me with just some thoughts and why you keep going back and what you like about it. So I'll make you famous.
Be interesting to hear the little differences and nuances each time. Yeah, cool. All right, well let's pull up the first clip. I try to do them in order, and I have them kind of set up a little differently tonight. So hopefully this goes this goes pretty well. So the first deleted scene I have is literally from the beginning of the movie. Well, I shouldn't say. Yeah. The start of the movie. We got a little bit with the Chrissy scene, deleted scene there. When Brody's hitting the beach, I've got one with them waking up in the house. And so we'll kind of start there and I'll try and chronologically go through the film. So let me pull the clip up, and then once we get the clip, I'll get the clip rolling, and then we'll kind of hit it and talk about the clip here. Sound good?
Yeah, right. Remember, all clips copyright NBC Universal.
That's right.
Thank you for your permission to use them.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and I have to give a thank you to Daily Jaws as well for his compilation. I did go in and use little excerpts of his. He's got a nice compilation there. If you ever want to see the entire reel, get on Let's Talk Jaws. Let's Talk Jaws. Daily Jaws, and you can see Ross's original clips there. So just wanted to pay homage to that. All right, video file number 1. Here we go. Where are we at? And open. Maybe we can figure out the arm here. What do you think?
And that's what I was thinking too, like, what the arm was.
Good strong reaction.
Some good acting there. Look at Jonathan Filey. He just stares off into space.
You're going to have to take a look at this. No. I don't want to. Please. You're going to have to take a look at it. Is it her? That's what you're going to tell me. I don't want to look. Now, please, just take a look and you tell me if that's her.
Casey.
And rolls right into the Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah.
So he pulls it off well. I mean, Scheider does an amazing job with that. But, I think for being, I don't think he had prior acting, did he?
No, he was just some kid.
He was just a kid
Now
that
Now he's
moved.
a producer. He does a lot in Hollywood now, but yeah, just some summer kid lived on the vineyard.
And he had a very, very strong reaction. I mean, when you see Scheider, you kind of, you more or less expect that because of his acting abilities. But for being a rookie guy, I thought he pulled that off, pretty well, pretty shocked and, pretty seamless there. So, yeah, nice seamless scene there. Yeah. And that made his career, as far as I know. Isn't that what got him kind of going in the whole? I don't think he did any acting. Didn't he get into producing and things like that nature?
Yeah, he did. He was a production assistant for a long time. Did a lot of work on Woody Allen films, and then he got into producing. Still is.
Yeah. So kind of amazing, it's something that's, I say something as small as that, but a scene that he's got a handful of seconds in, kind of got him going and got that career kickstarted. So pretty impressive. All right. Who we got? Yeah. Dan Roy Scheider is a great actor. He really is. The guy's incredible.
Indeed.
I was just going through, somebody put a compilation up of like big scenes of his film career from like, I want to say early 70s through maybe like the early 80s, mid 80s. And it's about an hour and 10 minutes long. I was watching it, part of it last night when I was kind of sitting, getting a couple things ready here for this. And when you sit and go through and just look scene by scene, how impressive he was and how convincing he was. Yeah, I guess you kind of take it for granted when you see these things and you watch them over and over. You're just like, oh, you don't realize what goes into it. Pretty amazing.
I'm not being rude. I'm trying to get one of our new followers on to watch this. They just messaged me.
No problem.
So
we got Keith on there saying, I'm sorry, go ahead, Janie.
No, go ahead. Go on. Just ignore the girl, okay?
Ignore the girl. Don't mind the hair. I've got it figured out.
Don't mind the hair.
Just good. Okay. So we got Keith on here saying Jonathan produced American Gangster. Wow, these facts. Had no idea of that.
A fine Ridley Scott film.
Yeah. A little Russell Crowe going in there. Right? Awesome. What do we got? Janie, I'll let you know that Robert said he's not ignoring it, even though Mike and I might be. Robert's not. So
Robert's got my back. Robert's got my back. So does Victor. So thank you, Robert.
All right. And that was scene number 1. Let me pull up what I think is going to be the next one. I think I have them in order. We will see here. All right. So scene number 2 going now.
Thank you. In Amity, you say yard. They're in the yard, not too far from the car.
How's that?
Like you're from New York.
Well, you burn another pot. You're a fire hazard.
I never hear them listen.
Feed the dogs, will you?
Listen, don't be a grouch. I'm a wonderful person. Enjoy what you got.
Whose clothes are those?
Enjoy it. If you were a dog, though, where would you be?
Mine.
Yeah, I'm taking you to the thrift shop. It's Mrs. Vaughan's pet charity.
That's not going to help you this time.
Why don't you look through that stuff, see what you want. It's mostly the city clothes. Okay, guys, come on. Elmer, Zolan, here we go.
Hey, I wear this to the garden. Locked doors. Garbage strikes. Dog dirt and muggers. Shipping.
So, two things that always sparked my interest with that. Number one is when Ellen goes to feed the dogs. I don't know if you guys ever, that just strikes you as being funny. She takes the dog food, puts the two bowls on, and just literally just pours it from one bowl to the next across the floor.
It's hilarious.
So I try
like,
to wonder.
I'm done with this crap.
Yeah. So was it that? It was like, she's got a lot going on, so she's not going to worry about minor details. Were they trying to have her come off as, just trying to keep up and get things done? Or, like, what was the idea behind that? Because I can't imagine they said, just feed the dogs, and she just did that unknowingly. You know what I mean? Like
her dogs.
Yeah. And one of the dogs was Spielberg. Were both of them his?
I think the Elmer, is that his name? I think that was his.
The Cocker Spaniel.
Yeah, Cocker Spaniel was his,
wasn't it? Yeah,
and that's the first deleted scene
Yeah.
that made it in November '79. Jaws premiered on television, and that was the first deleted scene that was in the television version. And I was just 19. I didn't have a VCR yet. Back then, VCRs were $1,000. But I had my cassette recorder and watching television. And when like you're from New York, and I'm expecting, Mom, I got cut. I got hit by a vampire. Instead, they go to Scheider with the kitchen with the pot, and you can hear me on the cassette go, "What the hell is this?" Because I was like, "What?" Because you're doing the movie in your head, so you know what's coming up, and it's like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
And I like that. It was, the first scene that they didn't use. Okay, didn't really need it. It didn't lend anything to the film, but this I think did, because it gave more of a to show that he was here from New York, and it was recent from New York, and I used to go to Madison Square Garden in this shirt, and I did this and I did that, and then he makes that decision, get rid of it. We're not here anymore. We're not there anymore. We're here, and I think that adds a little to when they're at the hospital and he says, "You want to take Sean home?" And Ellen says, "Back to New York." And he goes, "No, home here." Because, they threw away, for want of a better word, they got rid of the past, and Amity is their present and their future. So I thought that was a nice scene.
Yeah, you're exactly right. By throwing away the clothes, you were doing away with any attachments they had to them. So it makes complete sense, Mike. Yeah. We got a couple comments here. So probably just very tired first thing in the morning. Could be. Maybe he's not a morning person. I have a couple of those people in my house.
A
couple of people
all you can see is my forehead. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Okay.
I'm not going to mention any.
Dog, yes, the lab, I believe, or the Cocker Spaniel was Spielberg's dog.
Right?
I think his name was Elmer.
Yeah. Someone said on here about Jenny Mundis. Is that who got the other dog? Possibly. Is that what that's about?
That is me. That Jenny Mundis is trying to get on right now, and I'm trying to help her. So,
okay. No big deal.
Yeah, she's a very special person.
Robert.
At least to me.
Robert, see him slice it back in. There you go, Robert. Or, I've said it before on a couple shows, and I sent the information to Mike. I think I sent it to either James or Keith, and I've tried to recontact the guy. There is a guy who does video editing, and he has a Facebook page. I know he has an Instagram page too, and he does an edition, or he did an edition called the Shark. Oh gosh, the bigger boat cut.
Bigger boat edition. Yeah, I reached out to him. I never heard back.
So after you told me that, I tried to reach out to him again, thinking for sure I've already talked to him. So maybe he'll respond. Never got back to me. And he splices all of these deleted scenes that you can get back into the first movie and the second movie. And he literally just pulls both movies together. Like you just get a little break in the middle and it says, I don't know, like 4 years later. And it rolls right into Jaws too. So it's pretty good. Yeah, it is. And it's done on Blu-ray too. So. Oh, someone just brought his name up. Roy Dam. That's who it is. That's the guy's name. That was James. Yes, James. I'm assuming you have a copy of it. If you have any way of contacting the guy, let us know. I'd love to share it with people because I know a couple of people that would be interested in that.
Well, bring it to Jaws 50, and we'll rent one of those big inflatable screens. We'll all sit outside and watch it.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yes, that's fine. I saw that. Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me cue up our next scene here, guys. See what we got going on next. Okay. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if I have this right, I think we're going to roll into our Quint scene.
That should be softer than the number 2. Try that. Hello, Mr. Quinks.
How are you, Katie? Looking well.
Thank you.
4 spools of piano wire, number 12.
Sure. What do those fish do? Eat that stuff?
They choke on it.
What an incredible scene. The first time I saw that, I was so blown away by that. It's just,
that poor kid.
It fits. And that kid is a member on one of the Jaws sites. I don't know which one. He got on the one night 2 or 3 years ago and said, hey, that's me. You know what I mean? And so people started questioning. I think at first people were like, oh, yeah, right. So he started going into detail about it. Sure enough, that it was him.
I cannot remember the actress's name that played Katie, but I'm trying to track her down because Spencer wants her to come to SharkCon. She had a little bit of a career. She played the mother in Fright Night, the original Fright Night. And if anyone knows how to find her, let me know. But she is also when the cardboard fin goes by and the girl in the water that goes,
oh, yes.
That's her. That's also
her.
Wow. Yeah. But so I don't know if Spielberg made sure they had her do that because they cut that scene out. But I love that scene because it kind of gives you an idea of Quint and the kind of person he is. He's just kind of bawdy and not above having a little fun at others' expense.
He was intimidating at the time too.
Oh, intimidating. He's a bit on the crass side, and he doesn't quite pick up on the fact that he is. He's like, hey, he should be able to know how to play this right. And I'm going to help him out if he needs help. I don't think purposely being a jerk. That's just Quint being Quint. It's
tough love. Tough love.
Yeah. So Paul says quintessential Quint. That's exactly what that is. Yeah. And again, every one of these certain things always stick out to me. And One of them is I love when he rolls up in the old Chevy pickup truck. If you ever see pictures of it with the hand painted, Quint, for hire, all that good stuff on the side of it. But what puzzles me to this day is he gets out of it and he's wearing a pair of old wooden and leather clogs. And I can't make the connection. So I'm thinking, is there something that I don't know? Like if you were running a fishing shack, whatever, like would you just have those just to put on to take off what you wore on the boat? Just always struck me as being weird, just something that ties into maybe him himself. Maybe it's something he wore from over in Europe, but I just always was struck weird by that. I thought it was interesting.
Let's see, what do I have here?
We got, no offense,
Sorry.
Robert Shaw was an incredible actor, but I'm personally glad this one was cut. Really, Robert? Wow, I just think that he just plays to who he is so well. I mean, if you take that and roll that out, I'm not trying to argue with you, Robert, not at all. But if you take and look at that clip and look at all these clips leading up to even on the boat, I mean, it fits like a puzzle piece, Mike. So, you got a name here, Mike. Dorothy.
Yes.
Dorothy. There it is.
Yes.
Yep. That's it.
Robert's fast.
Yes.
Nice job.
Robert,
There it
find
is.
her.
Thank
Find
you.
her for me.
There
She
it
doesn't
is.
act anymore. She doesn't have an agent. She's not on Facebook that I can find. So,
Yeah.
a free copy of my book to the person that finds me Dorothy Fielding's contact information.
There you go. That's called motivation right there. All right. Well, is ready for the next one?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, let's go. I agree with Robert. That scene gave me a headache. Wow. I love that scene. And I think part of the fact is you hadn't seen it until, a couple of years ago. Yeah. So.
At least didn't put you to sleep right there.
I think this is true. Could have been worse. Okay, so I want to say if I have this done chronologically, I think the next one is going to be our sorry about the volume there.
That's a great shot right
great.
there.
Oh my gosh, that's nightmare fuel right there.
Oh, look at Chris.
Nightmare fuel.
Oh.
And I've seen people talk about the fact that it's not a very accurate scene because of where he is in relation to the fin of the shark, and I'm like, I don't care if they were off by 12 inches or 3 feet.
I don't care that fin was a hat. You're not noticing that. It's like the people that post the picture from Jaws 2 where the shark's up against the boat, and if you freeze frame for a tenth of a second, you can see the pneumatics. It's like you weren't thinking that. Trust me, when you first saw that film, everybody else was screaming. You weren't going, "Oh, look, I can see the hydraulics." Yeah. And I like that scene. I don't know if I guess they thought it was too violent for PG, but I wonder if that helped establish, because when they pull Michael out of the water, the camera kind of lingers on his legs after they pull him out onto the beach. And I think that's so that the audience know that wasn't his leg that floated to the bottom. I could be wrong. So I have to ask Spielberg that, but I always thought the way they lingered on his legs for a couple seconds before they get to him getting laid down on the beach. I wonder if that was
they're dragging him out of the water. So yeah.
Very well could be.
Yeah.
And I tell you, the first time that I went to the island, I drove past the bridge, and I had it was just my wife and my son and I. My son was only, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old. We're driving past the bridge, and I told my wife that I've seen and heard that you got to go jump off the bridge. So we drove. We were staying in Oak Bluffs, so we drove down to Edgartown, went to get something to eat, and we drove past. And my wife said, "You going to jump?" And I said, "No, I'm going to be a responsible dad. I'm not going to jump off the bridge in front of my 9-year-old kid." We're coming back, and there's a crowd. I pulled over. I was like, "I'll be back in 1 minute. I'm going to jump." I went down and jumped off that bridge, and when I hit the water, that scene is what popped into my head. For a second, you go back to being 7 and being scared shitless that you're in the water because of what could be in the water, It still sticks with you after all this time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Uh, when I first went, it was right after Roy had passed, and um, I went with my ex-husband, and I had 3 red roses, one for my dad, one for Roy, and one for Peter Benchley. And I went to the bridge and told my ex-husband, "You need to go. This is my moment. You need to go." And so Mike knows John, but I'm like, "You need to go." And I just went, said a little prayer, cried a little bit, and off they went. And as soon as I looked at those roses, I'm like, "Please don't let anything pop up. Please don't let anything pop up." Please, because I'm sitting there, okay, it's time to go. But it's almost religious when you go to see that
Yeah.
bridge. And I did
Oh
that,
yeah.
and I'm like, "Oh god, it's such a it's such a sentimental moment." I wanted to say thank you and all that, and I'm like, "There's sharks out there. Yeah, time to go, honey. Let's go. Yep, we gotta go." So
Well, and if you walk, so there's the little bridge and the Jaws Bridge. Okay.
right,
So if you walk that stretch of beach, I want to say it's like I think the Jaws Bridge is not quite maybe 2 miles out from downtown Oak Bluffs. But when you're walking back, oftentimes, like my wife and I would get up, and we would go for a jog down to the Jaws Bridge and then stop and look over the bridge and stuff. And then we would walk the beaches back just for something different to do rather than look at the road again. And when you're walking back, right before you get to where it's all private, there's like a little private lagoon in there. You can look, and I have pictures of it. You're probably about 75 yards away from the remnants of the original breakaway dock. That's the
right.
property there. You can look. You see
Yeah,
the house up in the background. That's all right there. So it's all in that little vicinity. And then if you go past the Jaws Bridge down the road, it's just a big straightaway down to Edgartown, and then it has this little bend. It's literally called Bend in the Road. And there's, instead of just being like a shoulder on the left side, there's just enough there you can park a handful of cars there. And to my knowledge, if I got this right, that's where the Chrissy scene was shot when she was attacked. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about that. I think that's right. I want to say not when they started out with the party. That was in Katama, but I think the actual attack scene where they were yanking her back and forth, I think that was shot right there. Yeah,
is that South Beach? Is that correct?
that is. Yeah, that's all part of South Beach. Yeah,
South Beach. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. What we got here? The Ted Grossman attack has always been the defining. I think it's the
Yeah.
scariest scene,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I guess it's easy for me to discount Quint because I've watched it so many times and scrutinized it, but I still think it's the most frightening scene. And watching that leg holds up to any special effects right now in 2023. I honestly does. You watch it, the flesh move, the way it bounces when it hits the ground. I mean, it
Yeah.
holds up to anything you could put out there now, in my opinion. But yeah, yeah, that was Keith, by the way. What do we got here, Robert? Speaking of which, funny Jones 2 anecdote. There's a famous clip out there of an audience reaction to the film, and there's so much screaming you can't tell which is from the teens and which is from the audience. Yeah, I've seen a couple of those that were shot with reactions to the movies. Yeah, there's a couple for that. There's a couple for like The Exorcist out there as well. People are passing out, throwing up in the aisles and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't remember that, Mike. I'm sure you're more privy to that information than I am, but I
I was
definitely
one of
don't
the
remember that.
screamers.
Yeah, yeah, good stuff. All right, well, let's roll out to the next one here because we're rolling into this hour. So, okay, so if I got this right in sequence, I think I'm going to roll into an. I believe I'm going to have to roll into an outtake here, and that would be an outtake of Brody on the boat. And I just think this is a great shot because I think this really says a lot for. Let me get us queued up here. I apologize. I think this says a lot for what you learn and read about over the years, as far as the frustration and everything that the guys went through while on the boat, day after day. So here we go.
Ready, Roy?
Yeah.
Action.
I love this.
Gun jam.
Okay, once again, cut it.
Save it.
Ready? Marker. Gun doesn't work. Cut. Settle. Step out. Marker. And action. Gun doesn't work. Cut. Cut the camera. Marker. And action. Ah, fuck. Please.
That reaction. Yeah. It's the same reaction I have every time, like, he's done. He's had it, You wonder how many days that they ended scenes like that.
They did not check it. Did like the prop guy not take the gun and squeeze the trigger a couple times to make sure it worked? I just think
so. If
and,
you, yeah, if
and
you,
notice the gun safety where Roy kind of holds the gun up and away for somebody to take it. He didn't do an Alec Baldwin. He just kind of said, "Here, take my gun."
Why did I know you were going to go there? Oh my god! I knew
what's wrong
it.
with it? You're telling me. No.
Oh, you were going to bring him in it. Oh my god. Okay.
And it's a testament to Scheider because every time he's got to hit his mark and he's got to look intense. And he's got to have that. And then it's like, every time you do, he's got to be more and more frustrated. He's got to think, I know it's not going to work. I don't even know why I'm doing this. So.
Yeah. I mean, I've shot plenty of, of guns and revolvers, and Mike, I'm sure, especially if you're military, you've definitely done that. I'm trying to think. There had to be something going on with that gun or prop gun because if you look when he's pulling the trigger, the cylinder wouldn't even rotate.
Yeah.
It was like the trigger was stuck.
I wonder if they realized it was a non-functioning gun. I wonder if it's because they have them where like in movies where the triggers don't pull, they don't do anything. You're just holding a gun. I wonder if they just gave him the wrong gun at first.
Gun.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
That's called It Was a Long Day in the Boat. We're going to see how many takes it takes to break Roy Scheider before he figures out he has the wrong gun.
Wonder that was the night of the food fight at the Kelly house.
The Kelly house. Man. I still have yet to go there.
Oh, it's nice.
Really?
I've not been. No, I've never been.
Jump in the pool. The people think you stay in there.
Yeah.
Roy Scheider rules. The prop guy, he's lucky Christian Bale wasn't doing that scene. What movie was that? Was that
it was
Was it the Terminator?
No.
Terminator.
Yelling at the guy.
He was yelling at the guy. He was really, really intense. He was in the mode.
Line. I'm doing it. You're walking in front of my eye line.
It was some scientific sci-fi movie, I thought.
It was Terminator Genesis.
Yeah, it's one of the Terminators.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. I'm sorry then. Okay.
No, it was a sci-fi movie. You were correct.
Yeah, which honestly, it didn't do well. It wasn't a bad film. I thought it was a nice. It was. So he played the young Connor. Going kind of Back to the Future.
Okay.
If I can coin that phrase. Sorry, Michael. In all seriousness, I'm not mad at Alec Baldwin. It wasn't his fault. Moving on. Yeah, I agree. We're moving on to that.
I apologize, Alec Baldwin.
Oh, I was wrong. Terminator Salvation. Somebody got me straightened out on that.
That's Keith.
Yeah, sorry. I thought it was Genesis.
Yeah, because it was right between when he did Public Enemies with Johnny Depp and The Dark Knight. So yeah, that's it. That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Google.
So they brought Arnold back. Yeah, he was in that one for just a little bit. Yeah. And when I see that scene, I often think about they talk about the frustrations and things. The story that Dreyfuss talks about when they were on the boat shooting the scene when they were trying to reel in the shark. When Robert Shaw is trying to reel in the shark, and he turns and he yells and he says, "Hooper, ain't you watching, you idiot?" And I'm sure you know the story, but he said that they were all just getting seasick. Everyone was getting seasick.
Yeah.
And Robert Shaw had been very, very seasick, and who knows what else, and apparently just so seasick he didn't know if he could shoot the scene. And he said he just kind of was there, slumped over, and when they yelled action, he just sat up and just railed that scene, the way he does, full delivery. I mean, he's pissed off. to the highest level of festivity at Hooper right now because he's messing up. He's got this fish on, and then as soon as they cut the scene, he was like right back to being Mr. Seasick. So I don't know, just kind of parallels with what we saw there. So equilibrium. Yeah. All right. Okay. Rolling out here to our next one. I think I only have one more as far as that goes. I figured time-wise, we'd probably be really getting into them. So, yes, and this is, what, I'm sorry. Let me cue us up so I'm not blocking the scene with us first, and then I'll do it. Sorry, guys, this is a new way of me doing this tonight. So here we go. And this is the outtake of the again, incredible acting.
Somebody throwing water on him?
No, I think what happened is he spit up some of that, and you saw him right there. He kind of like exhaled, and I think it blew up. It was in his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what really gets me about that is you hear the crew in the background laughing.
Yeah.
Like it's laughter, and so I didn't know if that was like if you could see like his lips move when he kind of blows some of that. So I was like, was he starting to laugh, or was he just like, oh crap, I got to wash my face off. I got to, eat, whatever capsules or whatever again. So more of that stuff and do this scene over and over again. So, yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine how many times they had to shoot and reshoot that.
I don't know. I kind of act like that when I go to work every day. So. No!
If you do that at work, you could probably get some time off. A couple blood capsules. It's October. You can buy that stuff pretty easily.
They'll tell me. No, they'll tell me you just got to throw some dirt on it. You'll be all right.
Just put your arm under your shirt like this. Walk into work and just go blood count goes.
like aliens.
I'll send you home.
There quick. It is. Okay.
They don't need any infected nurses.
We have someone special joining us. It looks like tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it now. I was using the web browser to view the group instead of the app. Okay. Well, then, so it looks like Miss Janie Mundis is joining us tonight. She just got on. Yep.
That's royalty.
That's royalty. So, Jenny, love you, doll.
Very nice.
So, welcome.
Not to sound stupid, Jenny Mundis, as in relation to Frank Mundis, by chance?
Yes.
Oh, it is? No kidding.
No kidding.
Wow.
She's
And everybody, Frank Mundis is a reason Peter Benchley wrote Jaws. So
yes.
Yep.
Frank Mundis.
Yep. So she was able to get on. So I'm glad I was able to help her. So
welcome.
Yeah.
And somewhere I got an outtake that in the early 80s, there used to be a show called Bloopers and Practical Jokes. Dick Clark and
Ed McMahon. Yes.
I taped it because at the commercial they said, coming back, some outtakes from Jaws. So I put in a tape in the VCR, and they ran a couple of the ones we ran, but they ran one of the original discovery of Ben Gardner's boat with Carl and Richard and Roy, where Carl falls out of the water.
Oh.
And I sent it. I made a copy and sent it to the guys. The Shark is still working. They didn't use it, and I've got the tape somewhere downstairs. And when I find it, I'll make a copy and we'll like world premiere it on the show one night, because I don't think anyone's ever seen that unless you happen to watch the show that night.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome.
I know that they definitely shot more scenes with him, but he always said, one of the biggest things he ever had to do in that movie was constantly write himself out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be, I bet you there's quite a few clips buried somewhere in people's basements like yours, Mike. Gottlieb shot in the movie there too. Yeah. Very cool. What we got? There's a scene in The Shark is Broken, heavy thunderstorm, Brody and Hooper on the floor of the Orca, and Quint hanging off a rope on the outside of it, swaying back and forth. Yeah, there is. You're right. It was like real stormy, and yeah, Quint's outside. I think standing on the flying bridge, maybe. Yeah, yeah. Good shot. Good scene. Very dramatic scene. Yeah. We got hi Janie. Thanks for your help. So I'm assuming.
You're welcome, dear. You are so welcome.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you for joining
Thanks
us.
for joining, honey. You're welcome.
Very nice to have you on. Yes. Yes. Yeah. You guys ever want to look up, the real insight? I mean, look up Frank Mundus. A lot of stuff behind that guy. A lot of stuff behind that guy.
Yep. Yep. Frank and the cricket. Cricket
And
too.
cricket. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Still had the largest great white ever caught on a rod and reel. Even after they took it away from him. Still biggest one.
Doesn't matter. We count it.
Hey.
That's right.
Put it in the boat.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. Be interested and hygiene. Yep. Very cool. We got someone else on here too. Tim Yee is on. Says Tim Yee is on watching. So hello to Tim as well.
Well, hello.
The other great scene is Clint yelling at his mate that he won't be going to answer the shark. Oh, I have that. I'm almost positive. Yeah, I have that on here. Yeah, that is a pretty good scene.
I'm not going. Mr. Quint, I'm not going. Yeah.
I'm going on that old slab. Good scene. Yeah.
Herschel Walker. It.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm pretty sure. I'm about 99% positive I got that on here. I just got to make sure I got it here. Oh, yeah. I got it right here, guys. Here we go.
Perfect.
I quit, Mr. Quint. I quit.
You don't go, you don't get paid.
I don't care. I'm not going on that old slab after that crazy old shark. I'm not crazy.
You miserable little son of a bitch. You get that blackfish on my boat, pump out the bilges, top up the fuel tanks, then get your ass out of here because you're on the beach. To get a good man these days now under 60.
Oh.
That's how it rolls right in. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So, like I said,
that's how Hooper knew he needed an extra hand.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Well, looky there. Janie learned something.
Nate's facts.
Hey.
Nate's facts. Yay! Nate got one. I love it.
And that's how it rolls right in. Yeah. So,
that's why.
And again, I mean, I see why they cut it, but it plays to his character. It really does. Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh gosh, I'm gonna be excited about that for like months.
And they interviewed Herschel about that scene and what he said and why he said it. He said, I'm not going out on that old slab. And he said that the slab is what they used to nickname, I guess, the old fishing trawlers, the old boats. They call them slabs. Because I, killed for the longest time. I'm like, you're not going out in the slab. Like, does that mean you're not ending up dead? Ending up on the slab?
Slab. Right. He's not going to be another victim. Right.
Right. And that's what I thought. But when I saw the interview with him, he said, no, that's what they used to call the old fishing boats. They called them slabs. So he said, I'm not going out on that old slab after that crazy shark. So yeah.
Well, yeah, if you look at an old lobster trawler, it does kind of look like a slab, before they built, Joe and the crew built the Orca. So it does look like a slab. I guess that makes sense now that you say that. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool stuff.
Hey,
we got Robin Tierney on here from Amity Jaws Live. Robin, good to see you.
Hey, Robin, welcome.
Wow, hey guys. Wow, we got a good crowd tonight.
Yeah, we do. We got quite a few.
We do. Awesome.
Yeah. All right, so let me get that one out. So we're about an hour and 14 minutes in. It's entirely up to you guys. I can throw some stuff from Jaws 2 on Earth if you want. You think we're at a good spot? I've got a nice little kind of fun ending here. I'll let the decision up to you guys.
I'm good to
How do
stay.
you feel?
Yeah, I can say a couple more minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Maybe we'll grab like one or two here from Joe's too, real quick, and then we'll roll it out. So nice and neat. Wow, Jaws, cool. All right. Let's dive into Jaws 2 here. So get us back here. Sorry, guys. The more I do this, the less clunky I'll be about it. I'm just kind
Yeah,
of learning
you'll be
kind of
just fine.
first time doing it this way. Okay. So we've got some Jaws 2 stuff here. Let me grab this one. Go with this one first.
Michael? Michael, would you please turn the music down?
I know what you're going to say.
Was it really that bad?
The smell of death is the same in Amity as it is in New York.
Want me to get you something to eat, something to drink, a beer?
A beer. Thanks.
You got it.
Thanks.
And that rolls right into the scene where he's putting the nitroglycerin into the bullets.
Mhm.
Cyanide, I believe it is. Yeah.
I always wondered whose picture that was on the dresser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you can get a clean enough shot with that, you know? Yeah.
It was Mike Brody listening to like Mozart. I mean, what the hell kind of music was that? Or I wonder if they didn't put music in because, you know, they weren't going to use the scene, so they didn't have to license anything. But it's like he walked into his room and there was a cat walking on his piano. It was like, neek, 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 neek.
Paul Blair says contemporary jazz. I'm going with that, Paul.
Okay, well they have a station on the island that's like that, so we'll take that.
Oh yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
What we got here? Robert. Hey, Brody. Here's an idea. Why not tell Michael that a shark is on the prowl? Maybe then he won't go sailing. Yeah. Could be. Could be that when you're
Doesn't listen to his father.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say it could be when you're 18 years old. First of all, nothing's gonna happen. Second of
That's
all,
right.
what does your dad know?
Nothing.
Right?
Correct. Or you
No.
wouldn't have
Exact.
a movie. You wouldn't have a movie if they didn't go.
The end.
We've all been there, and I'm reliving it right now with my son. So,
Ooh.
I've already lived it. He's got his boy to worry about.
yeah, yeah. All comes out. Now you can sit back and go.
Mhm.
Yep. Sit back and watch.
Told you.
What are
Enjoy
you
the show.
asking me for? I don't know anything. Yeah, exactly what I'm going to say.
Didn't know what the hell I was talking about 20 years ago. Why would I know it now, right?
That's right. I don't know nothing. Go ask your mother. I don't know nothing.
I'm an idiot. Remember, I'm
Yeah.
stupid.
That's right. Yep.
When you get
You
more
wouldn't get more
extreme.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a big debate about do you want coffee, want coffee, ice cream. I mean, come on, guys. I don't. Is that big of a foreign subject? I mean, I ate coffee ice cream as a kid, and I still like it now. Is that more of an Eastern thing, maybe Eastern Seaboard thing, or
I don't know.
any idea?
I've had it. It's all right. I don't drink coffee though, so I'm not a big fan of it. But
No, not a coffee drinker, Mike. Wow, I kind of pin you for a coffee drinker for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, I've always been a coffee fan, but I got into drinking coffee because I got tired of freezing my butt off out in the woods hunting. You know, because
there you go.
when you're 17, you can't be the first one back to the cabin. You have to wait somebody out. You know what I mean? You can't be a wuss the entire time. So you learn to take coffee and drink coffee so you stay warm. So okay, all right. Let's see. Next Jaws 2 scene. I just have just a couple here, I believe. I want to say screen recording. There we go. pull this guy up here.
You know, Len would like to turn this whole area into a marina complex.
Len?
You're jealous. You are.
Captain Dave, fine establishment.
Yep.
Now he's going to get it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. More better yet. Whoa. Wait a minute. Ah, here he comes. Whoa. Ah, this is a heck of a way to treat a taxpayer. Well, then I think 2 warnings are enough. I know, but I was only parking here for a second. Brody, I went inside to get my briefcase and I was going to take right off. Can I see your license and registration? You're kidding. No? Honey, don't you have any pull with the chief here? Oh, would you please take it out of the plastic folder? I don't believe you.
I believe they call that a dick move. Isn't that what they call it?
Yeah.
I don't believe what's going on here. Listen, honey, before I forget, do me a favor and get a sales kit ready for after lunch. I've got a couple of prospective buyers that I want to take up, all right? And these people are serious buyers. Look, Brody, can't we fix it so that we make this into some kind of a green zone or something? Man, pay the $2.
Great shot. Yeah.
he deserved it.
What you get for calling my wife honey.
That's right. He deserved it.
Oh yeah. You know, I've often wondered if his character, a little bit of the motivation perhaps came out, or a little bit of maybe, I don't know, background from Cooper from the original, Benchley book. Was there a little bit of that in there? It kind of,
I think he was recast so people would kind of think he's got something, because Dana Elcar, who used to be on MacGyver, he was the original Len Peterson.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he's, kind of balding and paunchy. So I think when they, Carl rewrote it and recast it, they kind of put a little, little competition for Brody, even though there's nothing going on, but, give him a reason to kind of make him more human, show he can be jealous. And, as opposed to in the novel where he's an idiot, he's an asshole in the novel, Jaws novel. And with his jealousy here, he's just kind of good natured, but
I love it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And the original novel, I mean, none of them were shining characters, and the Brodies didn't exactly have a good relationship.
No.
No.
Not
at all.
No.
Not at all. Never.
That's so funny.
So serves him right. I wish he also got a better comeuppance. That was a pretty good one. Yeah, that's asserting your authority there. Wrong little waiter.
Pay the $2. Just pay the $2.
Yeah. No one scolds him, but she threatens him and fired and all the trouble that he's caused. Speaking of which, I believe I got that one. I think that's going to be our last clip here. Let me pull that guy up. I do believe I have the town scene clip, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see where I got it. I think we got her right here.
Well, you should have been there. Should have seen him, waving that gun around like some kind of a maniac. My God. I mean, there were shots fired.
He thought he had a good reason.
But that's not rational behavior.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
There were a lot of people there.
Hundreds, literally hundreds.
Larry, look. I'm a businessman. I'm out to make a buck, just like everybody else.
So you can't do it that way. Do you understand? The man is a menace, plain and simple.
Look, what am I supposed to do? It's over. It's done. Now we have to deal with the consequences.
Well, then let's deal with them.
All right. I believe we have a quorum.
No wonder he smoked 5 packs of cigarettes a day. That poor guy was stressed out every scene of the first movie. That's all he did, and they didn't even put the mob in there. He'd be even more stressed out, thinking the mob's out to get him. So, yeah.
And I know
But,
David Hamilton, when we interviewed him a year or so ago, he said that was the one scene that his dad really wanted to stay in the film because it kind of the Mayor Vaughn in Jaws is compassionate, but he's thinking about his town, and he finally realizes he's got to hire Quint. In this one, he's just like a lackey, and it looked like he didn't care. And here you see he cares about Brody, and he's so
yeah.
Yeah, and later on, there's another cut scene there where they have the vote.
The vote.
You know what I mean? He's the only one that votes for Brody staying on the force, or Brody staying on being the chief. Yeah, so it does. It shows a lot of humanity there. It does show a side of him you don't get otherwise. So yeah, I agree. Yeah, very good. So yeah, you can see the sadness in Murray's face. You can see the stress in his face. I mean, the man looks worn. He really does, and he doesn't say a lot. He doesn't do a lot. He just expresses it.
His face says it. Yeah, his face says it all.
Yeah, doesn't only says what he has to say. He gets his point across, non-verbally. So yeah,
right.
Definitely should have been filmed. They should have never been cut. Yeah, good stuff. I mean, they have their reasons to do it. They have much more foresight than I do on this stuff. So why they take them out, but yeah, it's interesting to kind of analyze them a little bit and see where they fit. So very cool. Power body language. Yeah, cool. Yeah. So that's what I got for the major clips there and outtakes for Jaws 1 and 2, guys. We're just about an hour and a half in, and I think we've had a pretty good rollout here tonight. Pretty good show.
Good show, entertaining show.
Really good show.
Thank you, everybody that joined us.
Yeah. I want to thank everybody that joined us, and as always enjoy sharing some screen time here with you guys. Appreciate you guys coming on.
Anytime.
And you guys at home, jump on the other pages and check out what's going on, and jump on and just bookmark that jaws50.com page. Keep that baby going. If you're like me, you're short term, so you get on there every couple of days because
that's right.
I can't do long term time frames, Mike. I guess every couple of days I'll get back on to see where that clock is.
Tomorrow will be 22 days.
Yeah, our pleasure. Thanks so much. Very good show. Really appreciate you guys and your time. And we're going to roll out a little bit differently. We're going to kind of say our goodbyes now, and I'm going to pull this clip up. And I just kind of stumbled across it. This is really fun. The guy just takes movies and he repurposes clips to try and pass it off as a completely different type of movie. And this guy, when he pieced this one together, he tried to pass it off as a 90s comedy. Jaws being a 90s comedy. So the way he smashes it together, it is good. I don't know. I look at it and go, how genius was it? The way he was able to sell it, and it's done well. So I'm gonna pull that up. I'm gonna bring us back and just let that roll, and that's how we'll wrap things up tonight. You guys are all right with that? So, and you guys at home, thanks again. Enjoy the clip here, and you'll be hearing across. So. Yeah. All right, here we go. Jaws 90s comedy.
How come the sun didn't used to shine on you?
About the house on the floor. This is summer. See the kids?
Must be in the backyard.
In Amity, you say yard.
They're in the yard, not too far from the car. How's that?
Like you're from New York.
Meet Brody.
Hey, Brody!
Nothing much ever happened in his town.
Want to get drunk and fool around?
But this summer
Yeah?
is gonna be a bummer.
We had a shark attack at South Beach this morning, man.
Beach is closed. No swimming.
Now Brody's up to his neck in nuts.
I want the shark caught and hung up by Buster Brown.
And he needs all the help he can get.
Matt Hooper.
Your insurance.
Excuse me. Well, yes. I'll catch this bird for you. Thank you very much, Mr. Quint. I'm not drunk enough to go out the boat.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
We know all about you, Chief. You don't go in the water at all, do you?
Gentlemen, can you tell me if there's a good restaurant or hotel on the island?
You walk straight ahead.
They're all gonna die.
Universal Pictures presents
It's just swimming with bow-legged women.
the wettest, wildest adventure of the year.
You are going to ignore this particular problem until it swims up and bites you on the...
So join Roy Scheider,
Certifiable cleaning on it!
Richard Dreyfuss, and Robert Shaw.
You want to drink to your leg? Drink to your leg. Okay, so we drink our legs.
As a ship called Orca
You're going to need a bigger boat.
meets a shark called Jaws.
We got a taxidermy man. He's gonna have a heart attack when he sees what I brought him.
Getting special questions. Is that $3,000 bounty on the shark cash or check?
That's not funny. That's not funny at all.
Good stuff, huh?
I love it.
I love it.
Good stuff, man. I
That was
watched that
awesome.
3 times in a row. I said, we got to watch that one. Oh, that's amazing.
So good.
Yeah.
That is so good.
Great shot. Well, it'll be up on YouTube in about half an hour, guys. So yeah,
Awesome.
and you know what? When I go to post it, what I'll do is I'll put the name up of the guy because that's what he does on YouTube. He's done it with a bunch of different films, so it'll be a nice little rabbit hole to go down for one evening when you have the
Oh
chance.
my gosh,
So,
that was so good.
yeah,
Well, hell, I'd watch it again like that now.
yeah. Telling you, I mean, amazing the way he passes it off as a comedy. You know, yeah, incredible. Yeah,
Very well
like,
done.
in fact,
Very well done.
I'll put the link to it up on the page here in a little bit for it. So, all right. Well, we're gonna end it on a good,
Awesome.
positive, fun note. All right.
Buddy, have a good week.
Yeah.
That's great. That was
Yeah.
great.
Don't forget jaws-50.com. Tell your friends.
Yep. Hop on there. Invite your friends to check it out.
Do
Check out
that
the page
and
tell them come on, catch a show.
yep, it's October. If you don't have a Halloween costume, go as one of the characters. There you go.
That's it. All right. Fins up, guys.
What's up?
Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful,
Bye, guys.
and a good weekend.
Good night.
Take care.